My intention for today's practice is flow. And so we're going to flow through different basic poses, nothing fancy. We're just going to focus on pairing our breath to our movement. And just as there's a flow between the inhales and the exhales, there's also flow in our movement paired with our inhales and our exhales. So let's begin. So go ahead and meet me on your back. Let's start off today's practice in Shavasana. Feel free to get comfortable, get settled in. Feel heavy throughout your back body. And just get settled in. Take some nice, deep cleansing breaths and long, relaxing exhales. And as you exhale, become heavier onto your mat. And as you are laying there, setting your own intentions for your practice today, I would just like to read some material from this book that I'm reading. It's the Art of Vinyasa. Here's the cover to that. It's a really neat book. Just goes really deep into all of the different postures. And so as you are laying there in Shavasana, feet and legs spread apart, take up as much room as you want. This is your practice. And just become heavy. Sri K. Patabi Joyce used to say that Shavasana, or corpse pose, is actually the most difficult pose. Many students thought he was kidding, but once you've been practicing for a while, this sentiment rings true. The essence of this pose is to embody complete balance in all directions, but also to find equanimity between the state of being completely alert and that of being completely and absolutely relaxed. Alert and relaxed, right? There's a flow there. In more advanced Shavasana, one does not fall asleep, but a calm and removed, yet alert, open feeling pervades the body and mind. So let those words sink in. Calm and removed, yet alert, an open feeling pervades the body and mind. So as you become open in your practice, as you alert yourself, as you put yourself into different shapes in our practice today, staying calm and removed while flowing. So let's just keep that intention in our body and mind today. So laying flat on your back, start to move around, rocking from side to side, just shifting your weight from one butt cheek to the next, shifting your weight from one shoulder to the other. And let's do some joint freeing movements here on our backs. So let's try to start to circle out the wrists and the ankles. In this posture, this is pretty much mountain pose, right? On our back. So we'll get to visit mountain pose when we are on our feet. But here in our supine mountain pose or shavasana, start to wiggle. Plant your feet on your mat. Start to windshield wiper your knees from side to side. And start to rock your head in opposite directions as your knees. And start to reawaken, alert your body to what we are about to do today. Bringing your knees towards your chest, hug them in, and curl yourself up into a ball. And release and spread out. And this is our first flow of today. So curling in, exhale, and inhale, flatten out. Let's do this 2 more times. Exhale, hug the knees in, tuck the chin towards the chest, and exhale or inhale back to Shavasana. 1 more for good measure. Inhale, tuck and curl. Or we inhale here, we exhale, and we tuck and curl. 1 more time, get that right. Exhale, tuck and curl, and inhale, flatten out. Planting our feet onto the mat, scooting your heels towards your fingertips. And let's just do a gentle bridge pose here by lifting our hips towards the ceiling. Keep your core engaged, but supple. We're not doing any work yet. We're just trying things out. And exhale, bring your hips down. Inhale, gently lift up. And exhale, bring your hips down. Inhale, lift up. And exhale, bring your hips down. Windshield wiper your knees from side to side. Rocking your head from side to side. And exhale, tuck and curl. Keep your toes engaged. And inhale, release. Bring your arms out to a T. Bend your knees once more. And now let's try this action of doing gentle twists from side to side. Knees are bent to 90 degrees, tabletop position, arms that are T, and you're gently swaying your hips, your torso from side to side. And release. And bring your arms back down to your side. Tuck your knees into your chest and start to rock side to side and up and down the length of your spine. And rock and roll until you come to seated. And here we are on our seat. And let's just check in with our breath. Placing your left palm on your hara or your dantian, which is the spot below your belly button, and your right hand right on your heart center. And close your eyes and just check in with your breath. Check in with your body. Feel the tactile feedback from your breath to your hands. And now let's do some shoulder circles. Plant one hand, doesn't matter which one hand on the mat, and circle out the other arm. For 1, for 2, for 3, for 4, for 5, and reverse. for 1, for 2, 3, 4, and 5. And let's do the other side. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. And reverse. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. Spread your arms wide open and give yourself a big hug. This action opens up your upper back. You're peeling your shoulder blades away from each other and curl in. Bring your elbows down towards the mat. Tuck the chin and inhale. Open and exhale. Bring the other arm on top and curl in. Inhale, open. Exhale. Hug yourself and curl in. One more time. And come back to center. Come back to neutral. Rock your hips forward and back. And start to feel your sits bones on your mat. Just getting familiar with this part of our body. Rocking forward and back on our pelvis. And see if we can just isolate the movement just to our hips. So placing both palms on your sternum so that you don't flare your ribs out. Keeping your palms on your sternum and just do small pelvic tilts front and back. And just get familiar with that. Let's just start to bring circulation and movement through our sits bones and our hips. And start to shift side to side. These are teeny tiny movements. I don't even know if it's like even showing up on camera, at least not as much. And so there's just this action of isolating the hips from the chest and release. Inhale, arms up. Exhale, twist over to one side, placing one hand to the opposite knee, and just a gentle twist here. And inhale, grow tall. And exhale, leading with your chest, twist a little bit deeper. And inhale, arms up. Twist over to the other side. And exhale, place the palm on the opposite knee. And twist here. Inhale, grow tall. And exhale, leading with the chest. Or twisting over to the other side. Inhale, arms up. And release. Meet me in tabletop. Okay. So big handprints onto your mat, right beneath your shoulders, knees, hips with distance apart, right below the hips. And let's just do some spinal circles here. So start to circle out in one direction. Start out with small circles, right? We're still warming up here after all. And start to pair movement with your breath. So inhale, coming forward, and exhale, rolling back. One more complete circle, and then go the other direction. Inhale, circling forward, and exhale, circling back. Let's do 3 more. 2 more. And 1 more. Sit your hips back, shake out your wrists. Let's do some wrist circles. So bring your arms down, back of the palms of each hand against each other, and just circle out your wrist. One way, and the other way. Okay, back to tabletop. So let's stretch out one calf, tucking your toes underneath, and you're just rocking forward and back. And switch. And tabletop. Take one knee, lift up one knee, bring the knee over to the elbow and then off to the side and back. And just circle out whichever side you want to start on, just circling out one way, outwards, away from the midline, and then go the opposite direction, circling out the hip. And when you are ready, and when you think you've done enough, you do the other side. First, circling out, circling away from the midline. Don't forget to breathe. And then go the opposite direction, circling it out towards the midline this time. And plant the knees back. Inhale, one arm, let's say the left arm, up overhead. And exhale, thread it through underneath the right arm. Rest your left ear onto the mat and just stretch out, threading the needle. Walk your right fingertips towards the top of the mat and feel the stretch even deeply here. Plant the right palm back on the mat and lift up. Inhale, right arm up or left arm up, and plant the left palm down. And let's do the other side. Inhale, reach, and exhale, thread the needle for this upper back stretch, and walk your fingertips towards the top of the mat. Breathe here. One more breath. And plant the palm. Lift up, inhale, and exhale, plant the palm. Walk your palms towards the top of the mat and just slowly sink your chest down towards the mat for puppy pose, keeping the hips stacked over the knees. And just breathe, opening up the chest, melting, getting heavier towards the mat. And tense your fingers, push yourself back up, and start to bring your chest forward, dipping the hips, and then slowly lowering your belly to the floor. So we'll do some mini cobras here. Palms underneath your shoulders, and slowly just lift up your chest, keeping your feet onto the mat, looking forward. Inhale and exhale, lower down. Let's flow here. Inhale, slowly curl up, and exhale, lower. One more time. Inhale, look forward, curl up, and exhale. Bring your forehead down to your mat. Place your palms on top of each other, and then your forehead onto your hands, and then bend at the knees and windshield wiper from side to side to loosen any tension on your lower back and your sacrum. And placing your feet back down, planting your palms beneath your shoulders, gently lift up and shift back to child's pose. Let's make this an active child's pose. Keeping our palms planted, both arms extended, chest melting towards the mat, but keeping our head slightly lifted. Inhale, lengthening the spine, and exhale, shifting slowly your hips back towards your heels. And walk your palms back. To the seat, to hero's pose. And here's another opportunity to just do some pelvic tilts. And so just small tilting, small movements, tilting forward and back. Nothing overly exaggerated, which, kind of feels good. But I would like to isolate the movement between the hips and the ribs. And come back to tabletop. Let's do some spinal balance. So extend the left leg back and then lift up. And just see how your body adapts to this shape. The left hip is level with the right hip. Toes are at 6 o'clock and engaged. They're active. And when you are ready, start to lift up your right hand and reach towards the front of the mat. And see if you can balance for 3 full breaths. 2. And 1 more. Plant the palm and the knee. And let's switch sides. Extend the right leg, lift up. Checking to make sure that the hips are level with each other. And reaching your left palm up towards the front of the mat. And hold the pose, but breathe for 3, for 2, and 1. Plant the palm and plant the knee. Come back to child's pose. And inhale forward to modified plank. Shift back. Exhale, child's pose. Inhale forward. Exhale back. 1 more, just like that. And exhale to child's pose. Coming back to tabletop, taking your right knee or your right foot, plant your left foot onto the mat and come up to this crescent moon pose. And let's flow here. Inhale, shifting forward, stretching out our hip flexor on the left, and exhale, shifting back, stretching out the hamstring on the right. Inhale forward, exhale back, inhale forward, and exhale back. Bringing the knee back down. Let's do the other side. Inhale, crescent moon on the left side. Inhale, shift forward. Exhale, shift back. Inhale, shift forward. Inhale, shift back. 1 more time for good measure. And back to tabletop. Shake out your feet. Come back to child's pose. And shift back and meet me on your knees. Face the left long side of your mat. Extending your right foot planting your toes, your heels, pointing the toes towards the left side of the mat. And let's just check in here. And then inhale, left arm up for gate pose. So inhale, grow tall. And exhale, shift over to make a C shape with your body towards the right, towards the top of the mat. And inhale, arms to a T. And exhale, plant the left palm, reach the right fingertips towards the ceiling. And let's flow here. So inhale, left arm up, right hand down. Exhale, left palm down, right arm up. Let's do this 2 times. Last one on this side. And come back to this shape. Bring the right foot in to meet the left, and the left foot comes out towards the back of the mat, toes pointing towards the left side of your mat or the front. And inhale. Right arm up. And create that C shape. Opening up the right side body this time. And exhale. Plant the right palm down. Lift the left palm up. Inhale. Back. And exhale. Down. Inhale. Back. And exhale. Down. And come back to center. And bring the knees back together to meet. So let's come back to tabletop. Planting the right foot, planting the left foot. Meet me in forward fold, generous bend in the knees. Rest your belly onto your thighs and hug the knees in. And let your head hang down. And start to heel toe your feet apart and clasping your elbows in front of your legs, and just start to dangle in ragdoll pose. When you're in this shape, pay attention to your breath and feel your breath. Actually, this is a good shape to feel the breath on the backside body. It's easy to forget that the core is not just the front, it's all around and even up the back. And so as we are taking deep, long inhales, we are inflating all the different parts, all sides of your trunk. One more breath here. Placing your palms on your shin. Start to look up, half lift, exhale, forward fold, and inhale. Slowly roll up to standing and step your feet together for mountain pose. We've been in this shape before. We were here earlier in our practice, we were on the floor. So start to just notice your relationship to gravity in this posture. Play with shifting your weight from side to side and front and back. Play with it a little bit even. Get to the point where you're just about the tip, and then notice how your body adjusts and makes corrections to keep you upright. So with your next inhale, Sweep your arms up overhead. Exhale, bending the knees, hinging at the hips. Dive forward, forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift. And exhale, tuck and curl, lifting the heels up off the floor, bringing your knees towards your forehead. And inhale, plant the heels, plant the palms on the shins. Halfway lift. Exhale, deeper forward fold. Inhale, rise up to stand. Let's do 2 more of those. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, tuck and curl. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, deeper forward fold. Inhale, rise up to stand, rooting through all 4 corners of the feet. And exhale, swan dive forward. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, tuck and curl. And inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, deeper forward fold. Inhale, rise up. And close the pose. And just take a moment to notice your breath. Your heart rate might have picked up a little bit during those sun salutations. Okay, that was a good flow. Inhale, step your right foot back into high lunge. You can go all the way back, just making sure the knee is stacked over the ankle. And inhale, reach your arms up overhead. I don't like to cue for biceps by the ears because this causes me to almost shrug my shoulders up towards my ears. So I kind of like to keep my elbows a little bit in front of me. And let's just balance here. And inhale, step forward. Exhale, step back. Inhale, step forward. And exhale, step back. And one more time, inhale, step forward. And exhale, step back. And just hold here for 3 breaths. 2. And 1. And inhale, step forward. And exhale, just be in your mountain pose. And let's do the other side. Inhale, lift the left foot. And exhale, step it back. And find your high lunge here. Looking up towards the ceiling or your thumbs. Breathing through all 4 sides. Front, left side, right side, and the back side body of your trunk. And let's flow. Inhale, step forward. Exhale, step back. Inhale, step forward. Inhale, step back. Let's do 2 more. Inhale, step forward. Notice how your body is compensating for the shift of balance and weight. Inhale, step forward. Inhale, exhale, step back and hold for 3 breaths. 3, for 2, and for 1. And step forward. And notice your body in this posture now. Relaxed, yet open. Calm, yet removed. closing your eyes, noticing your breath, noticing your pulse, noticing your body. And turning towards your left shoulder, spreading out your stance. Inhale, sweep your arms up, and exhale, slowly hinging forward, knees soft. And find your way in this wide-legged fold. You can heel toe your feet apart and just rock forward and back, shifting your weight, flowing between your heels and the balls of your toes, your feet. Noticing where you are holding tension and seeing if you can soften with every breath. Bring the heels together, bend at the knees, and find me in this horse or goddess. Inhale, arms up, and bringing the thumbs to heart center, and just playing with your balance. Flowing over to one side and to the left, straightening out one knee and straightening out the other. Left and right, my left, my right. And this is another opportunity to play. So lift up one heel, put that down, lift up the other heel, put that down. One heel, and then the other. And see if you can put both heels up. I need to bring my stance closer. There we go. And back down. Inhale, straighten out your knees, reach towards the ceiling. And exhale, squat down. Inhale, reach up. And exhale, squat down deeper if it's accessible to you. One more time, inhale and reach. And exhale, squat down. And turning over towards your right shoulder, bringing your left foot closer. Standing on tracks here, feet, hips width distance apart, and even with each other. Inhale, left arm up, and with a straight back, hinging at the hips, reaching towards the front of the mat. And keeping a soft bend on the right knee. So inhale here, and exhale, slowly lower down, and just melt over that right knee. And you can even make this knee, bring it closer to your forehead for this shape. And inhale, look up. And slowly come back upright. And bringing the arm back down. And come back to the second round of a wide-legged forward fold. So inhale, arms up. And exhale, dive forward. This is a nice hamstring and inner thigh stretch. Nice hip opening. This time around, if you're feeling like it, you can melt your head down towards the floor. And if you are able to, you can heel toe your feet even further apart and rest the crown of your head onto the mat. The weight, your weight being mostly on the palms, on your palms. So and just breathe here. And when you are ready, inhale, halfway lift, and start to heel toe the feet back together. And slowly find your way back up to this shape. Heels towards each other. Chest nice and open, arms out wide. And let's pivot over towards our left shoulder. And let's find pyramid pose on this side. So once again, feet are hips width distance. They're on rails. Hips are even with each other. Back nice and long. Spine nice and long. And inhale, right arm up. And keeping a soft bend in the knees, start to hinge forward. Let's just stay here for a breath. And an inhale. And exhale, slowly lower down to fold over the left leg this time. And you can bend the left knee to bring it closer towards your forehead. This is a nice stretch for the hamstrings, for the lower back. Inhale, look up. And exhale. And inhale, slowly roll back up, being upright. And arm down, facing towards the front, towards the camera. And then making my way to the top of the mat, stepping forward. And finding mountain pose. Inhale, roll the shoulders up towards the ears. And exhale, bring the shoulders back. Inhale, exhale. Inhale and exhale. And roll the shoulders forward. For 3, for 2, and for 1. Inhale, arms up. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, tuck and curl. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, deeper forward fold. Inhale, rise. Exhale, swan dive. Exhale, tuck and curl. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, deeper forward fold. Inhale, rise up. One more, just like that. Exhale, swan dive. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, squat, tuck and curl. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, deeper forward fold. And make your way down to your seat. Let's find boat pose. Plant your hands behind your back, shoulders rolling away from the ears, chest open, and then start to lean back, bending your elbows, and start to lift your heels off the floor. Keeping the chest nice and open. rocking forward and back. And when you find that sweet spot, you can start to balance here on your boat pose. It's easy to curl in, right? Because it's like, oh, I'm trying to balance. But you'll find better balance by rolling your shoulders back, chest forward. If that's not accessible to you, right? You can start off with feet down. Here in boat pose, you can stay for 3 more breaths, for 2, and for 1. You come back on your seat. Windshield wiper your knees from side to side. And let's try that again. Boat pose. You can hang on. You can keep your palms planted. You can hang on to the backs of your thighs, or if you want to take it up a level, straighten out your knees, reach towards the ceiling for 2 more breaths, for 1, and release. Extend your legs forward, moving the flesh away from your sits bones. Keeping a bend in your knees. Inhale, arms up. And exhale with a flat back, reaching towards your toes and pressing your chest forward, assisting, your hands assisting you. And inhale and exhale. Start to walk your hips back and find a deeper seated forward fold here. Release your toes. Straighten out one knee, the other. Breathing. Allowing the warmth of your breath to soften and loosen your hamstrings. Keeping your belly nice and soft to allow the breath to really fill in and support you in this shape. And come back up. Let's do a twist. So bending at the right knee, place your left foot outside of the right thigh, like so. And this is plenty. You can stay here. But what I like to do is I inhale my right arm up, and I just place my forearm on the outside of my left thigh and just gently twist, leading with my chest. It's important in this pose to imagine that your chin and your sternum, there's just this like guide wire, and they stay the same. They stay connected. They stay tethered to each other. And so when you twist, making sure that those 2 points are connected, because it's easy to just crank your neck back, and our cervical spine is plenty mobile enough. So what we're doing in this, by keeping those 2 points together, is the twist happens in the thoracic spine, the mid back, that point between the shoulder blades. That's where it needs the mobility. So inhale, grow tall, and exhale, twist a smidge deeper, and breathe here. Soften the belly. Breathe through all areas and release And planting your palms on the right side and just lowering down, bowing down to counter twist. And inhale up and switch. Left knee bent, right foot up and over on the outside of the left thigh. This time, it's the left arm that rests outside of the right knee. And again, keeping that connection between your chin and your sternum. Inhale, grow tall, and exhale, leading with the chest, twisting over to the right side. And once you have that, you can plant your right palm down. Inhale, grow tall once more. And exhale, leading with the chest, twist a smidge deeper to the right side. And just breathe. For 3 breaths. Once you've done that, release and counter twist over to the left side. Bowing, rebalancing, and come back. Planting the soles of your feet together, butterfly your knees up and down. And finding yourself on your back. Planting the feet and positioning your heels as close to the tips of your fingers as much as possible. Gently lift up. You've been here before. Finding bridge. You may find that your hips, you can bring your hips a little bit higher because we're more open and warm now. And just hold here for 3 full breaths. For 2. And 1. Inhale, arms up overhead. Lift the heels. And exhale, slowly bring the hips down, the palms down, the heels down. Windshield wiper from side to side. Bring your feet up towards the ceiling. Grab either the inside of your feet or the outside. And just bring your knees towards your armpits for happy baby. Lengthening, extending one leg and then the other. Rocking side to side, massaging your back. Taking deep, long, relaxing breaths as we start to move towards the most important, most difficult, most challenging pose of all. And release, and making your way to Shavasana. Close your eyes. Enjoy this time. No more twisting. No more holding upright. No more efforting. This is dessert. Lying on your back. Resting. Recovering. Letting all of the things that were out of place to fall back into place. And as you lay here in stillness, I will allow you some time to just enjoy. I will guide you out when it is time. Slowly come back to your space and gently reawaken your extremities by wiggling your fingers and your toes, circling out your wrists, circling out your ankles. And give yourself one more delicious good afternoon stretch, pulling yourself like taffy. And on your next exhale, bringing your knees back towards your chest, give yourself a big hug. Say something kind to yourself. Celebrate the fact that you showed up on your mat today. Taking time to take care of yourself. And roll over to your favorite side, taking a moment to lie down in fetal position, and then gently and slowly prop yourself up towards your seat. And on your inhale, sweep your arms up overhead. And exhale, bring your thumbs to your heart center in prayer and gratitude. Thank you so much for allowing me to guide you today in mindful movement. As always, it is my pleasure and delight to do so. Thank you so much, and I hope you have a wonderful day. May you be safe. May you be healthy. May you be happy. May you be peaceful and at ease. Thank you, and namaste.